Hello guys. I have so many things going on and so much information, and specifically today I just wanted to talk to you about shadows, and even more specifically about the collective shadow we are facing right now. Hello, do you want to talk about shadows too? Hello, come up if you want. Come up. So how do we navigate and deal with a shadow? Say hi. Say hi. Can we do this work? Huh? Or you don't want me to talk about that, huh? How do you feel? Yes, you're being recorded. You don't like it, huh? I know. You got me. Do you want to go down? So, let me see if I can do that, because apparently shadow distracts us. So, where do we find the time to deal with the shadow when all we do is running around doing things, when we don't take the time to relax and think and observe, but we're just trying to rush in and find a solution and implement it? How do we deal with the shadow? We need time. If we don't know something and we need to investigate, we need to explore it, we need to see it unfold in front of us. And then with time, we will find a way to navigate it. And actually, what was that? My goodness. Ella. Jesus. It was weird. Let me do it, Lorraine, please. Yeah? We need to take the time to observe and finding out which is the best course of action for ourselves first, and then as a collective. Now, usually what we do, and this is like the new age way of doing things, because nobody's running after us really. We don't have somebody hunting us down. We don't usually have somebody coming after us to kill us. So we need to defend ourselves and find a way to protect our lives from very quickly. So why are we rushing to implement methods we don't know yet if they can be successful, and we always rushing to move on with our lives? So it's like we're running after our life instead of living our life. You cannot deal with a shadow if you bite into the shadow and you implement something that is not working and it comes from the shadow, because then you're trapped into the shadow. So, just to be clear, this is a way to avoid a shadow. You find a solution that is very quick in action, supposedly, to protect you from what? Experiencing it, seeing it, find the best way to deal with it, because you want to avoid it. And when you avoid something, you don't resolve it. It stays there and you become part of it. It continues to affect you for good. So how do you deal? We call it a shadow because it's unconscious. We are unaware most of the time of what's happening. It's subconscious. And we need to take the time to set the intention, to find out what it is, what we need to learn, how we can cope, and where we stand. Where are you on your journey of development? what would be the best course of action for you, for your family? Do you take the time, or you just rush in and you find trying solution? Most of the time, actually trying to find solutions coming from the outside, which in effect, they are not your own solutions. They are solutions that somebody else is feeding you. Are they appropriate for you? Do you feel it in your heart? Is this your answer, or is this the quick pill fix that most people want to take to just resolve issues, to postpone them rather? It's a quick fix if you do that. It's not a resolution. It eventually will help you to get a lesson, to understand that you need to act perhaps in a different way. It might work once, twice, but you will reach the point that it won't be working for you. And in this era we are right now, things don't work this way anymore. Instead of rushing in to implement a solution, we need to withdraw, observe, and see it all in front of us. We need to slow down. If we don't slow down, we have no chance of making it. The energies are so much faster right now, so intense, that are helping everything to come out much quicker. So although that can be overwhelming, it's also a great opportunity to resolve these issues in a very short period of time. Now, that sort of period of time is not something external, it's something internal. And even if energies assist us to move ahead quicker than in the past, still we need to take the time. If you feel rushed in to make a decision, or you're overwhelmed and you need somebody else to tell you what you need to do, then just think twice, because that means there's something there. You don't want to take the responsibility. If you don't take the responsibility for a specific action because somebody else is offering to you and you're taking it, then you cannot take the responsibility for yourself. And if anything goes wrong, you're going to turn and blame the other person, or the system, or the government, whatever that is that you are taking the answer from ready for you. Guys, take the time to just back off a little bit and observe. Most people right now, which was the case of the past, this is why we are in the state we are right now. Everybody was rushing and they didn't have time to do things, because we have managed to fill in our time with so many things that we don't really have the time to just be, just feel, just allow our senses to give the information we need, to ask the right questions. We have forgotten how to do that. And this is a great opportunity, what we're going through now, to actually do that which we were not doing, and it's absolutely necessary to do. Shadow work requires, yes, some skills. It's very painful. It can be devastating. But this is the time where we are actually inside the collective shadow, and we have an opportunity. If we bite on any solution that is fast, is not right for us, we are getting into the shadow, so then we cannot see the shadow. We become a part of it. And certainly we don't resolve it. To be able to jump into something to resolve it from within, you need to be very aware of who you are, your senses, so you can combat the system from the inside. I don't know many people who would be able to do that. So it's also a skill, but it's easier to stay out of it and observe it and take your time. Jumping into the shadow right now is flirting with a very big risk of getting lost within it, within its drama, and being sucked in and stay in. So you really need to think seriously, because it's very painful to act in a way to deal with the shadow, to resolve it, to overcome it. But it saves you time and energy later on. So although it might seem that there's a trade-off for what you're choosing to implement and do right now, doing the work is actually saving your time ahead. If you jump into the shadow and you say, okay, how is it that I'm going to go back to be in my comfort zone? How is it that I'm going to go back and actually not have to deal with this shit? I don't want to deal with this shit. Yeah, that's a choice. My friends, this is a choice. It's your own choice if you want to do the work now, or if you want to delay it, postpone it, and just stay in it for a bit more. Whether you choose to take the time now and observe and really see what works out for you, or jump in, take whatever pill is given to you, it's your own choice. We always have a choice. It's a matter of realizing that we have the choice and we have the power to make a choice at any given moment. I just want you to know that the energies are right now very intensified. It's a collective shadow. That means that it's global. We all have an opportunity to do something else. And that you have all the power and all the support you need to do the work if you decide to. Just think about that. I want you to understand that we are so overwhelmed, the majority of humans, with daily activities and tasks that we cannot take the time to slow down. And it's absolutely necessary. This is what I wanted to tell you. Do you see how my dog jumped on me when I decided to do this? And I had to take a little bit of time to deal with it rather than rushing out of it, because they're here to remind us that we need to slow down. So whilst I was doing that, there was a test running for me. Do you slow down? Will you slow down to turn your head and look at me? Or will you continue talking, ignoring me? Each given moment, we have to make a decision, and the decision is ours. It depends on our knowledge, wisdom, experience, current mood, context, situations we're in, past traumas. It's very complicated, but it depends on us. We can make a choice, and we have the power, and we have all the energies right now to support us doing it exactly what we choose to do.